He is known for his unorthodox views and rigid Aristotelianism, which led him to rationalize miracles in the Bible. He is recognized for his commentary on the Bible, which was sharply criticized by prominent scholars and accused of heresy. He is Gersonides, a medieval Jewish philosopher. In the realm of medieval Jewish philosophy, there existed a figure whose life remains shrouded in mystery. Little is known about him, as is the case with many of his contemporaries. Yet, his family background provides a glimpse into his upbringing. Born into a lineage known for their devoutness and mastery of Talmudic exegesis, he inherited a rich tradition of religious scholarship. However, unlike his forebears, he chose a different path. This enigmatic philosopher, Gersonides, diverged from the expected route. Although his commentaries on certain biblical texts garnered recognition within the Jewish community, he never embraced an official rabbinical position. Speculation surrounds the reasons behind his unconventional choices. Some suggest that his unique perspectives may have hindered his ascent to higher positions. Regardless, it is confirmed that Gersonides lived in Avignon and Orange, leaving an indelible mark on the intellectual landscape. What set Gersonides apart were his unorthodox views and steadfast adherence to Aristotelian principles. His rigorous Aristotelianism led him to rationalize the miracles depicted in the Bible, a stance that drew criticism from prominent scholars. Esteemed figures such as Abarbanel, Chistai Crescas, and Rivash vehemently opposed his biblical commentary, with the latter going so far as to accuse him of heresy and nearly banish his works from circulation. Gersonides' philosophical audacity and controversial interpretations would become the defining aspects of his legacy, forever entwined with the tumultuous debates of his time. Gersonides, a renowned philosopher and religious thinker, dedicated a significant portion of his writings to commentaries on the works of Aristotle and the commentaries of Averroes. These commentaries, some of which were printed in early Latin editions of Aristotle's works, aimed to provide a deeper understanding of Aristotle's philosophy. Gersonides' most important treatise, titled Sefer Milamot Hashem, played a crucial role in the history of philosophy and took 12 years to complete. One section of Sefer Milamot Hashem delves into an elaborate survey of astronomy as known to the Arabs, which was later translated into Latin in 1342 at the request of Pope Clement VI. This treatise, known as the Wars of the Lord, was structured following the plan of Maimonides' influential work, The Guide for the Perplexed. However, Gersonides' work can be seen as a critique of certain aspects of Maimonides' synthesis of Aristotelianism and rabbinic Jewish thought. Gersonides firmly adhered to Aristotelian principles throughout his treatise. In The Wars of the Lord, Gersonides explores various important topics, including the doctrine of the soul. He defends the theory of impersonal reason, which serves as a mediator between God and humanity. Gersonides explains the formation of the higher reason in humans, presenting a realist viewpoint that shares similarities with the ideas of Avicebron. Additionally, Gersonides discusses prophecy, God's knowledge of facts, and providence. He proposes the theory that God does not determine individual facts, but rather, there is a general providence for all and a special providence that extends only to those whose reason has been enlightened. The treatise also delves into celestial substances, exploring the spiritual hierarchy accepted by Jewish philosophers during the Middle Ages, influenced by Neoplatonism and the Pseudo-Dionysius. Along with astronomical details, Gersonides provides insights into astrological theory. Moreover, Gersonides deviates significantly from Maimonides' stance on creation and miracles, offering his unique perspective. Apart from his philosophical works, Gersonides was also a prolific commentator on religious texts. He authored commentaries on numerous books, including the Pentateuch, Joshua, Judges, I and 2 Samuel, I and 2 Kings, Proverbs, Job, Ecclesiastes, Song of Songs, Ruth, Esther, Daniel, Ezra, Nehemiah, and Chronicles. Although he refers to a commentary on Isaiah, it unfortunately does not exist today. Gersonides' philosophical and religious works continue to be highly regarded for their insightful and often unique perspectives. His exploration of various topics, from the nature of the soul to divine providence, provides valuable insights that can help us navigate and understand the complexities of daily life. In the realm of theological debate, Gersonides, a Jewish philosopher, grappled with a perplexing question that has long puzzled scholars: how can God's foreknowledge coexist with human freedom? In his philosophical works, Gersonides proposed a unique perspective, asserting that God's knowledge extends to all the choices available to each individual, but he does not possess knowledge of the specific choice that an individual will ultimately make. This idea challenged the prevailing theology of his time, which held that God had complete foreknowledge of human actions. Gersonides believed that God's omniscience was limited when it came to human decisions, as he deliberately chose not to know the future choices individuals would make. This notion of self-limited omniscience was also shared by another Jewish philosopher, Abraham ibn Dud. Ibn Dud, influenced by the teachings of Alexander of Aphrodisias, argued that human actions were excluded from divine foreknowledge. He believed that God voluntarily confined his omniscience and omnipotence when it came to human acts. This perspective presented a contrasting view to those who argued that God's knowledge of the future did not interfere with human free will. Interestingly, the idea that God does not possess foreknowledge of moral decisions was not limited to Gersonides and Ibn Dud. Respected Jewish scholars, such as Rabbi Yeshayahu Horowitz and Rabbi Chaim Ibn Adar, also supported this viewpoint. Rabbi Horowitz maintained that God's perfection was not compromised by his inability to know which moral choices individuals would make. On the other hand, Rabbi Ibn Adar suggested that God deliberately refrains from using his ability to know the future in order to avoid any conflict with human free will. To explain the apparent paradox of God's limited knowledge, Rabbi Horowitz drew upon a classic philosophical conundrum: can God create a rock so heavy that he cannot pick it up? He argued that while we accept free will as a divine creation, we cannot simultaneously question its logical compatibility with God's omnipotence. Gersonides, Ibn Dud, and the aforementioned scholars offered alternative perspectives on the interplay between God's omniscience and human freedom. Their philosophical and religious works provide us with a nuanced understanding of divinity and its relationship to our everyday lives. By acknowledging the limitations of God's foreknowledge, they encourage us to embrace the freedom and responsibility inherent in our choices, knowing that our decisions shape our own destinies.
Do you want to explore more philosophers? Who do you want to see featured next? Subscribe and leave a comment below to let me know. I'll see you in the next video.